Hi, this is Steve Webster for another video. Got a question for you. Do you know anybody that has a YouTube channel? Doesn't matter if they have just a few views or not. I have a solution for you that you can download for less than $100. And all it is a spreadsheet and some no code. There's some low code attached to the spreadsheet, but it's behind the scenes, a couple of things, and that's it. So for less than $100, you can help someone else become more profitable with their YouTube channels. Once you help others, then they can help you with some profits as well. So how does this work? Well, all you have to do is to say, hey, open up the spreadsheet and click the word automate. Drop down, click automate. That sends out 3 social media right away. That points back to your video. But that's not all. You can then click a drop down that says schedule, and it'll schedule 4 more. So let's say you have 3 social media posts that you use. 3 times 5 is 15. 5 is 5 days a week. So in 5, 10, or maybe 15 seconds, it'll send out automatically for you. So how does the end customer make money? Well, one, they can save. Instead of them paying for a social marketing expert, they can just actually do it for you for about up to 15 seconds. That gives them extra time to do other stuff for you. Time equals money. Number 2, you can actually make money. By using this system, it can also generate more views back to YouTube, and that YouTube can get more views, which is more leads, which becomes more customers, which means more profits. So again, as you help others, they can help you with some profits. So if you want to learn more, watch the rest of the video. Thanks. Okay, to get started, we are first looking at school.com, and our website is called AI Automation Easy, separated by hyphens, about. It's actually a school.com platform. And from here, you can click on these pictures. And here's one of our latest videos, copy the system sort of thing. AI automates social media content from your YouTube videos. It's like what your words are, basically. So that's pretty cool. And so that's the introduction of the About page. There is also, I am Steve Webster. I used to be a Google developer expert for Google Workspace. There's different levels, but for Google Workspace, I was one of 8 in the United States at the time. But I'm now a former, and they call me an alumni. So I'm an alumni. So I still have I still have an NDA with Google with some looser connections now, but I still have some. Community. Community is, you can have everything that's discussed here. You can have subsets of all. The YouTube solutions, we will zoom in on that in a moment. Journal discussions and so forth. So for YouTube solutions, you want to type in YouTube SEO solution. Once you find it, click it, and then here's the solution. So in the free video on YouTube, it mentions to come in here to get it. So it's 3 things. You click this, so that's 1. Let's move over here. Click here, it's 2. And then click here, part 2. That's 3. So there are 3 things to download, which isn't bad, right? 3 things. There is see more here. I do help out by saying part 1 and part 2 of the blueprints contains X. This requires you to replace like your handle, your username, whatever they call it on X these days, or Twitter. And so you do have to do that. And that's in addition to the post ID. And there's a question about post ID down here, and I answered that. And there's some references here as well. So that's not too bad. The solution is basically a spreadsheet, and make.com. The spreadsheet does have contained with low code that helps to call the make.com stuff. And that's all there is to it. So let's go through that like this. And it says the attached app script file and functionality will also be copied. Yeah, because it's contained. So we click make copy. It took a little while, not too bad, less than 30 seconds. So this is the spreadsheet that you can build from. It does contain the low code, and it does not contain the make.com scenarios. So we still do part 1. Click download. I've done it before, that's why it has 1. Click save. Cool. 2 here instead of advancing. It says part 2. Good. Click download. Again, it has 1 there. Click save. Looks good. All right. So let's go to make.com. And once you're in make.com, again, there may be an affiliate link, whatever, and you can have one. So once you're in here, you can click on scenarios. What I would recommend is under folders, click in a folder name like I have here, YouTube SEO. In fact, why don't we do that? Why don't we type YouTube. Yeah, let's call it SEO. Let's call this one demo, as in the demo folder. Click save. Cool. So if I click here, there's no scenarios in it. So let's now create a new scenario. This pops up. Let's click out of it anywhere around here. Cool. And then we click on the three dots more and import. And we want to do the first one, part one. And let's choose part one. I've done this a couple of times. So part one is here. Yes. Yes. Click save. And there it is. There's a couple things. I think there's the webhook. We have to make a change. And I did mention this X thing. I think we should do that now since we're here. So webhook, even though you import it, you have to create your own webhook. So for each client, you just need to do the same. So I think all we have to do is click. No, we don't even, yes, we click add, and then you click save. You stop this, and now we have the number. We'll save the first one and keep going to the right. See how it scrolls over? So that's good. Somewhere in the blue, I'll right click, copy. And now with make.com, you want to make sure you click OK. And to save that in what's called a scenario here, it doesn't autosave. So you want to click save button. So that's saved. And the other thing with X, the first X is to upload the thumbnail, which I'll get into details here. Actually, it's in the video. You can just refer to the video, but it has this. And you do that here. And here, I think, is where, do we not have to do anything? No, because once you create X by clicking add, which is something you may have to do, of course, you can get help if need be from either watching. No, I don't think it's in the video, but you can get help from the community. But in Google Sheets here, scroll down. See how it says your ID is here? I think mine is like Steve Webster 22 or something like that. Yours, handle, username would be something else. So you just need to enter that here and here. And per the video, what this is, if it's greater than the free tier of 280 characters for the Twitter or X, it will try to do it even less than what it tried to do before. It tried to make it less than 280, but for some reason it didn't. So it tries again. So we actually have to do it here again, which is right here. And that's all you got to do. So I think those are the three important things, especially the webhook. And then you click save if you made those changes. And then you can go back in the left browser here. And there's one underneath our YouTube. So there's two parts. So we got to create one more scenario. Some of these will just be one. In this case, there's at least two, right? There's two. So I click out of that. Here, import, choose file. We already did one. We want to do two. That looks good. Save. That looks good. Webhook. Add. Save. Stop. And we'll save this. We'll get this later. Click OK. Click save. And it's similar to the other one, where it also has some Google Sheets activity. In this case, I believe in the tools, you'll have your ID here, or your handle, whatever that thing is. I forget what they call it. So these two areas. Because I think over here in the first scene, which once you see the video makes sense, yeah. So that's all you got to do. So you have to update these tools here, which is explained in the longer or the other video tab, and Upwork. And if you remember, no autosave, you gotta click save, and you go back. So we have just updated on ours, or you could do the same thing after a client, after a client, after a client. Really is not that hard, is it? No, it's not. And like I said, if the client doesn't have make.com, well, you can get some revenue when you give them your make.com affiliate. Let's go back to the spreadsheet. So we copied this. We could call it whatever we want. Let's call this, I called this demo before, but then I think I changed it to demo 2. Oops. So we'll call this demo. The other one was demo 2. We'll ignore that. Click this. Okay, so as you can see, this has a little information into it from what you saw in the YouTube video. That's what some of this leftover is. So that's cool. So in this case, for you or for whomever the customer is, you do want to get the video ID. As I said in the video, there's a little tool here that you can type in. It will basically scrape the ID out of that for you, put it here or here, whatever. So once you have that in the row that we need to create social media that points back to the long tube video, we also need the transcript from that YouTube video, which we already have in this document. And that's in the longer YouTube video as well. You may want to say in progress, and then you simply click automate, and it does its thing. And the thing is the magic from make.com, right? It says, okay, update whatever that post it created. Give me that URL, please, for LinkedIn. Do the same for X or Twitter. Put that here. Same thing for Facebook page URL. Put that here. It does that instantaneously after you click automate. When I say instant, it's, well, I guess it's between 5 and 10 seconds. Then maybe up to 15 seconds, it will create the scenes for the next 4. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday was one example. To schedule the next one, we are taking a little breather. You do have to click schedule it, right? So you do have to do 2 clicks instead of 1. And if you want, it does one scene, you say, I really don't like it. I wish there's a way I could cancel the other this Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I wish there's a way. Well, yeah, there is. You can click cancel, stop the rest of them. As far as the low code that comes with it, I'm sorry, let's go to connections, app script. That's the low code it's called. It does a lot of integration for us. I mean, I've got a plugin that does this. Clean that up a little bit. So here it has important below. Besides also start the trigger for the my edit function. So here we just need to take this, do a paste. So that's good. I need to paste the second one, don't I? The second one's for back over here. YouTube SEO demo. The scene one, yes, that's the second one. So we click that. See this interesting graph? Well, just click anywhere here, and now we're into there. Scroll in, scroll out. Pretty cool. So you click this, and position the cursor and drag it from left to right. All the way to the right. Okay, I guess that, oh, went away. Let's try that again. Boy, there's a picky here. Come over here. Right click, copy, cancel out of that. Go back to the center. And you do need to turn these on so it's always listening. It's not running anything, but it's listening. And the listening is from the app script when they click automate or schedule. Going back to the low-code app script, we now have this, don't we? So we need to put this in. Right click, paste. And then to save this, it has a save button. If you run something, it will save it too. So let's go ahead and click save. It also says, don't forget the My Edit trigger. Well, what's the My Edit trigger? Well, that's the trigger that when you click, so the My Edit low code says, hey, I'm gonna look at action. If it has the word automate, I'm gonna do stuff. It also looks at this column. Does it schedule more scenes? Did somebody click and change it to schedule or cancel? Then I'm gonna do stuff. That's all the My Edit is. Well, you have to create that. Well, this actually gives us instructions. Click on the trigger icon. Then lower right, click the add trigger. Then under select event type, choose on edit. Click save button. Ooh, let's do it. So over here, we have a few things, one of which is triggers. Let's click that. There's nothing in our copy because they're not supposed to be. So lower right, it said, which is here, add trigger. Click that. And then for all the functions, we want the my on edit. It happens to be the first one. Okay. Keep that, keep that. This is incorrect. It's actually on edit when someone makes an edit to a cell. You could click save as it says, but you know what? I like to be notified immediately if there's some sort of error thing going on. So I'm going to click save on that. The first time through, you'll have an authorization that you have to do about 2 more clicks. And I guess it's just like this. Yep. So you do that. And as remember, this is your account. If it's a client of yours, it's their account. And that's why I suggest for scaling purposes, instead of just using your account, I would use their account. It's just a whole lot easier, less headaches. And after a couple seconds, there it is. So if I click the pencil, it shows what we selected. I click cancel. If I ever decide to delete it, I can say delete. So that's nice. What do? Well, I come back over here. Here's the editor part with the fancy code. What I like to do when I'm not in here, or if I am in, I like to do right click. I hit right clicked. There's also F1, command palette. And I like to shrink stuff. So I'll say like fold, pick all. Oops. It'd be nice if I spelled correctly. So fold all this way. And see how it just kind of collapsed or fold all the functions? Yeah, that's all you got to do. And then if you do change some of the text up here, so-called columns, you may. But if you do, please come in here and type in those changes. It will figure out the letters for you. The low code does. Not necessarily make.com, but the low code does. And that is it. Is there any other changes? I think so. Yeah, here we go. Script app new trigger. So besides the my on edit, it will programmatically start another trigger. It'll be called process next scene. And this is also calling a function, which is down here as well. And it will do that in this case for testing purposes. It says use a 3-minute interval for testing. If I want to do 4-minute, I guess I would change that to say, well, multiply it by 60. So now that is 60 minutes or 1 hour. What if I want 24 hours? Well, I guess I better put 24 space that. So then that becomes 24 hours. If I want to do the so-called drip, more than 24 hours, say 48 hours, then I would type in 48. So that is a change, I suppose, isn't it? So it sounds like I should type this in a 2.0 up here where you can choose how long you want. Okay, well, so the changes are entering your webhooks here or your clients, create the amount edit trigger. So those are 3 things. And I just realized it does start with 3 minutes here, and you have to change that to 24 times 60 instead of 3 times 60. Then you click save, and that's all you do. And they're all set to go. So that's it. So I hope this helps you. I hope you will find this profitable for your customers, because we want to help your clients. So the question remains, do you know anyone with a YouTube channel? You can help them through automation. Watch the longer video, and I'll fully explain things. Thanks.